What's up YouTube? Welcome to my channel. My name is Natasha Rashawn, and today this video is going to be about how I lost 50 pounds in 3 months when I was 13 years old, how it made me feel, and where I'm at now. Before I tell you about how I lost the weight, I'm going to give you a little bit of a backstory about my childhood and how I got to a point where I was so sick and tired of being overweight. So basically, growing up as a kid, I was an extremely insecure person. I was apparently really mean. I'm not a mean person now, but I got that a lot. I think it was because I would bully other people because I was so unhappy with myself. I remember just walking down the halls of school and being called a hippo or something. I remember a kid, he came up to me and he said, "Hey, have you ever heard of Nutrisystem?" And the funny thing was is that I tried Nutrisystem when I was 10 years old and I hated it, but I begged my parents to buy it for me, and that was the sad thing, is being a 10-year-old and forcing yourself to go on this diet and being so miserable in my own skin. And so food became my friend, and it became an obsession. So I would come home every day, I would sit on the couch, I would watch SpongeBob, and I would eat a bag of hot Cheetos or a whole row of Oreos, you know, those like box thingies of Oreos, or I would just binge eat so much because it gave me a moment of pleasure and it gave me temporary happiness where every other part of my life was falling apart. When I was 13, I traveled to Israel with my mom, and when I was there, her friend kept making weird comments on how I was overweight, and she told me, she said, before I left, she said, "I hope to see you another time skinnier." And I think that really got to me because I have always heard my whole life, you would be so beautiful if you had lost weight. And my mom would tell me that, and all of her friends would tell me that. And it's nothing that they had, it was nothing bad that they were saying or anything. It's just something that I would take so personal. And in the end, it doesn't really matter what they say. So I heard that so many times, and I was at a point where I was sick and tired of hearing this. I was sick and tired of myself. And I was carrying this physical weight on me, but I was also carrying it on my shoulders and inside of me and in my heart. And I was such an unhappy person. And I really thought that I was unworthy of loving and no one would like me. And all I would do was compare myself to other people. And I just wanted to fit into society. And I just wanted to look like the person next to me. And I would always think in the back of my head, maybe if I looked like you or if I was like you, people would like me, people would accept me, maybe I would have friends. So also while in Israel, my mom's friend brought up the Atkins diet. And the Atkins diet is where you eat 20 grams of net carbs a day. Net carbs is carbohydrates minus dietary fiber. Being the 13-year-old that I was, not really knowing or caring at this point what I was doing to my body, I came home and I started the Atkins diet immediately. So on July 29th, 2012, up until it took me 3 months to lose 50 pounds. And I went cold turkey on everything else. I stuck straight to this diet. I did not work out once, but that's how I lost the 50 pounds. I ate a lot of protein. I ate vegetables. I ate high fat, and I strayed away from carbs. But I would wake up with extremely painful calf cramps, and I just remember being so unhappy and crying, but it was getting me the results I wanted and the attention that I craved being that young, and finally people were starting to notice me and give me attention. I finally thought that I was worth something only because I had changed what my physical appearance had looked like. And I was always dependent on looking good and feeling that outside recognition to feel good about myself. Fast forward a little bit from when I had lost these 50 pounds, I started to plateau, and so I tried a bunch of fad diets, still not knowing what I'm doing, still not working out. And it comes to my sophomore year of high school, I start to slowly gain the weight back. I go back to eating a little bit normal, getting a little bit more comfortable here and there, and the pounds start to add up. And I just remember looking on that scale after I'd gained some weight back and feeling like my whole world was going to collapse, and feeling like I was unworthy and like I was going to let everyone else around me down, and just because I was fat, no one was going to like me again. And so I just went back into this depression, and the weight kept coming on, and I felt like I had lack of control. And so my first year, when I first started losing weight. I lost about 70 pounds, and at this point, by about a year later, I think I gained about 30 of the pounds back very quickly in a very short time span too. And so I was going on and becoming more and more unhappy, becoming miserable in my own skin again, always caring about what everyone else thought about me, and just being so uncomfortable to walk around or walk by someone, or being afraid that someone's gonna say something about my weight, and always taking everything super personal, and just being super insecure. Now at this point, I had still never worked out, and that was always something going on in the back of my head, but I was still too lazy, and I had never worked out maybe once in my life before. The most I had done was run a mile in 6th grade, and I remember hating every single second of it. So I wasn't super open to working out, but something just clicked one day. I guess I was tired of this vicious cycle of yo-yoing with my weight, and I was so unhappy that I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna work out. And so my junior year of high school was the first time I had ever really worked out or been to a gym or anything. So after working out a few times and just getting used to the feeling and getting the results I wanted and feeling super good inside as well, I think I became addicted to working out. And to this day, I still work out. I'm in love with it. It's one of my favorite things to do. And sometimes I just feel like it's an escape from reality when you have things going on in your life and you want something to focus on or be present with. The gym is the place to go and release so much stress. But so ever since then, I started working out, but I wasn't really doing it the right way either. I wanted to get the weight off really fast, and I was working out twice a day, and I was counting my calories at this point. I didn't cut out carbs the second time. I was eating, let's say, 1,200 calories in a day while working out twice a day, super unhealthy, and my hunger hormones would increase. So I would go from eating super little to binging and eating about 3,000 calories in one sitting. And so it was super easy for me to get all this food down and feel super shitty inside. But because I was eating so little, my body wanted more. And I felt like I was starving myself at some points. And my senior year comes around, and I learned how to make myself throw up. So I would binge and I would binge and I would binge, and then I would catch myself going to the toilet right after. I actually remember it was Thanksgiving about 3 years back, and I ate a really big meal, and right after I ate 7 cookies in one sitting, and I felt like such shit, but all I wanted to do was eat more because I was obsessed with eating. I felt, wow, this food, I'm never going to see it again. It's going to leave this earth. And that was my mindset, is that if I can't have this food now, I'm never going to have it. And so I remember making myself throw up and then going back out and eating more just for that temporary moment of pleasure, and feeling so shitty about it, but just keep going through it because, hey, I was getting the taste, but I wasn't getting the calories, and that was always my mindset about it. And I remember also throughout my senior year, I was so obsessed with just losing weight and looking good and looking like the person next to me, and doing this all for other people, that I would actually take Adderall, which is prescribed to certain people to focus, but I would take it so that I wouldn't eat. I was doing all of these messed up things to my body, and I was feeling so down inside, but everyone else around me would come up and say, "You're such a great inspiration. Keep doing what you're doing. You're incredible. You look amazing. You're beautiful," and all of this. And I got so obsessed with the fact that I was now beautiful and that I was now happy, that I would do whatever I had to do just to shed a few of those pounds off. But I was putting myself at so much harm that I was starting to become depressed and so obsessed with weight and calories, carbs, looking good, the fluctuation of the scales, how much weight am I going to lose, and all of this, and oh, is that boy going to think I'm cute? So obsessed with that I was missing out on life right in front of me. Even though I was looking good on the outside, it was still never enough. I would be losing this weight and hoping that society would accept me and my parents would accept me, but I was never fully accepting to myself, and I think that's why I was carrying so much baggage with me. And not only the weight baggage was gone now, so that wasn't holding me back anymore, but I was holding myself back, and I didn't end up realizing that I let my weight take over my life until I had graduated from high school. And I actually went through a self-development training. So this is not an ad or a sponsor. This is just what I did and how it was the beginning of my journey to my self-love. And it's called Compass Training, a series of self-development seminars. And as I was going through it, I think it's the beginning mark of what kind of showed me that it wasn't my obsession of the losing weight, but it was my obsession of wanting to love myself. And I always thought that if I was skinnier, if I was prettier, someone else would like me, or I was seeking for this outside recognition and always wanting to look good so that I would get attention, and attention made me feel good about myself. And I remember wishing on every single birthday that, oh my God, I hope this year that I'll become skinny, or that was always my 11-11 wish. But after going through these trainings, I realized that what I wanted most in life and what I craved for was loving myself and accepting myself and having that self-confidence to go through my life and do what I want to do. And I'm grateful for everything that happened to me and for my weight loss and gaining the weight and losing the weight and those journeys, because it's made me the person I am today. And it's made me realize that my weight doesn't define me as a person, and neither does this story or any of it, and that I have all the power to change myself, not only physically but mentally as well. And after going through these trainings, I ended up becoming a little bit more comfortable with myself again, and it made me gain a little bit of weight as I was also studying abroad at this time on a semester at sea, but that's a video for a different time because that was the most phenomenal time of my life. But I was gaining some of the weight back on this, and I was traveling the world. I mean, who's not gonna gain a few pounds while trying different foods, a part of different cultures and being immersed in the cultures? But this was weighing down on me so much, and here it was again, another event in my life where I was letting my weight take control. I didn't have my weight in control. My weight had control of me. And this was weighing me down in every aspect of my life. I was insecure. I would be afraid to go out to the pool, and I would be afraid to even talk to a few guys just because, wow, are they going to think I'm fat? Are these people going to think I'm ugly because I'm overweight? Or people in other countries, and it's honestly really funny if you think about it, but they would say, wow, big girl. But if that's something that you take to heart and you take it personal, that shit's going to hurt. And I didn't realize that it doesn't really matter until I got back and I took a second to relax and look at my life and realize that I don't need to lose weight or to show someone that I look good in order to love myself and feel good about myself. And I think the first step about realizing this is just self-acceptance and working on it day by day, and everything is one step at a time. That's just the way life is. And ever since I've realized that my physical appearance doesn't matter and my weight doesn't matter, I feel more free than I ever have, and it's given me the courage to talk to people, even to walk down a place that I would have never walked before. A few years back, I wouldn't have been able to do that. And I'm actually right now a curve model, and that's taken so much for me to be able to do that, because I remember being a 13-year-old on the beach in Israel and refusing to take a picture because I was so insecure in my own skin. And now today I'm able to stand behind a camera with people around looking at me, and to be able to take a picture, it's one of the most freeing things. Or just this right here, even being in a sports bra, even working out and not caring what anyone else thinks is such a freeing thing. And realizing that your weight does not define you. The scale doesn't define you. The scale does not matter. And I don't know how to express the importance of that, is that the scale does not matter. The scale's going to fluctuate. And I understand that, yeah, sometimes you know that your physical body can be better, but I think just knowing inside yourself and accepting yourself and believing in yourself, knowing that you can get there, then you're going to get there. With anything you want in life, with any aspect of life, with a relationship, with your health, with fitness, with school, with work, with anything in life, commitment and consistency is key. Never giving up and realizing that what you want is bigger than you. And accepting yourself for who you are and where you're at while getting the results you want. And I'm still on my weight loss journey. I haven't figured it all out, but I'm excited to see what else it has in store for me because I've learned so much from everything that's happened, the good and the bad. I know that there's a lot of fear in failing, but you never know what might come out of it. But I just want to end this video on a few tips on what I wish I would have known before I had lost weight. So I'm going to give you 4 tips. And number 1, like I said before, is going to be that commitment and consistency is key. I can't stress that enough. Just having a goal and working towards it, no matter if you fail, just get back up. You fall off for a week, you fall off for a month, so what? What's going to be different moving forward? You got yourself into this, how do you get yourself out? Just remembering that you have all the power and believing in yourself, because if you think you can't, then you're right, you can't. But if you think you can and you know you can, then you're going to get what you desire most. Number 2, cutting out all sugary drinks from your diet. Period. Number 3, cut out anything white and processed. So let's say white bread, white pasta, white rice. Basically, anything processed. You're just going to want to cut out all processed foods, refined carbohydrates. And that's honestly an easy way. If you just cut out that, you're going to rely more on vegetables, legumes. If you eat meats, then healthy meats. You're going to rely more on healthy fats. Don't be afraid of fats. Healthy fats are good for you if you know what you're doing. Number 4 is going to be workout. But by working out, I mean, you don't need a crazy gym or equipment or anything. I mean, I've lost 50 pounds before without working out once or getting off the couch. So, I mean, it's definitely possible to lose weight without working out. I wouldn't suggest it or recommend it, nor would I recommend the diet that I said before, but hey, it's totally up to you. I do recommend taking walks. That's one of the best ways to work out, and you're getting your heart rate up, you're burning off those extra calories. You don't need to kill yourself when working out. But those are my 4 main tips that I wish I would have known before I started my weight loss journey, and I just want to wish you guys all the best of luck. Let me know if you have any other questions. I hope these answered a few of your questions. You can go ahead and follow my Instagram, and it's just Natasha Rashawn, so it'll be the same thing, but thank you so much for watching.